Welcome back students into the another session of analog communication. Unit number 6, that is pulse analog modulation. In the last session we have studied the types of sampling. Now in this sessions we will study or we will understand the pulse modulation techniques. Now first we will understand what is pulse modulation. In pulse modulation, the carrier is in the form of train of periodic rectangular pulses. The pulse modulation can be either analog or digital form. Okay. In the analog pulse modulation, the amplitude, width or position of the rectangular carrier pulses is changed in accordance with the modulating signal. Modulating signal. This will result in pulse amplitude modulation, pulse width modulation, pulse position modulation. These three techniques, that is PAM, PWM and PPM, are the analog pulse modulation technique. The pulse modulation can be digital as well. The well-known example of digital pulse modulation are pulse code modulation technique as well as delta modulation or adaptive delta modulation, etc. These are the digital communication techniques. Now here are some of the example or waveform of the all three analog modulation technique, pulse analog modulation technique. The first one is your original analog signal. The second one, that is B part, is the pulse amplitude modulation technique. C is the pulse width modulation technique, in which the width of the signal pulses is changed according to the amplitude of the message signal. And third is the pulse position modulation technique. We'll study each of these in details in the next session. Now, first we will study the pulse amplitude modulation technique. In the pulse amplitude modulation system, the amplitude of the pulse carrier is changed in proportion with the instantaneous amplitude of the modulating signal x of t. So, the information is contained in the amplitude variation of the PAM signal. That's why it is called as pulse amplitude modulation. The carrier is in the form of train of narrow pulses as shown in the figure here. As shown in the figure. If you compare the pulse amplitude modulation system with the sampling process, you will find that these two processes are identical. In the pulse amplitude modulation, signal is then sent by either wire or cable, or it is used to modulate a carrier. Okay. Now we'll understand how to generate the pulse modulation amplitude modulation signal. Okay. So refer this figure here. In this, the continuous modulating signal x of t is passed through a low pass filter. The low pass filter will band limit this signal to FM. Okay. This frequency is FM only. That means all the frequency components higher than the frequency FM are removed. Band limiting is necessary to avoid the aliasing effect in the sampling process. Okay. The pulse train generator here, the pulse train generator generate a pulse train at frequency Fs. That is, the time duration between these two pulses is Ts. Okay, such that the Fs is greater than 2 Fm, greater than or equal to 2 into Fm. Thus, the Nyquist criteria is satisfied. The rectangular narrow carrier pulses generated by the pulse train generator would carry out uniform sampling in the multiplier block. in the multiplier block to generate the pulse amplitude signal as shown in figure here. As shown in figure, the samples are placed ts second away from each other. Away from each other. The distance between the two samples is ts. Okay, difference is ts. The information in the modulating signal is contained in the amplitude variation of the pulse carrier. Therefore, the system is similar to the AM system as discussed in the earlier section. Okay. Now, the types of pulse amplitude modulation techniques are of two types that we have studied already, that is natural pulse amplitude modulation technique and flat top pulse amplitude modulation technique. And hence we know the flat top pulse amplitude modulation technique is preferred for transmission. So this is the generation method of pulse amplitude modulation technique. Now we'll get some advantages of the pulse amplitude modulation. First one is a simple process for both modulation and demodulation technique. Simple circuit, and this pulse amplitude modulation can generate other pulse modulation signals and can carry the message or information at the same time. Now, what are the disadvantages of the pulse amplitude modulation technique? Is the pulse amplitude modulation technique signal changes according to the amplitude of the modulating signal. Therefore, like AM, the effect of additive noise is maximum in pulse amplitude modulation. The added noise cannot be removed easily. This is the one of the drawback of pulse amplitude modulation. And another one is the transmission bandwidth required for PAM signal is too large as compared to the maximum frequency contained in the signal x of t. Now, due to the change in amplitude of the pulse amplitude modulation pulses, the transmitted power is also not constant. Okay, so these are the some disadvantages of pulse amplitude modulation technique. Now, what are the application of pulse amplitude modulation? It is a base for all digital modulation techniques used for Ethernet communication, which is type of computer network communication. It also used as an electronic driver for LED lighting. Generally, for lighting of LED, we will use this pulse amplitude modulation technique. Used in many microcontroller for generating the control signal etc. So these are the application of pulse amplitude modulation technique. So this is about the pulse amplitude modulation technique. Now we'll go further. The next analog modulation technique is pulse width modulation, that is PWM. Now from this diagram, the other type of pulse analog modulation is the pulse width modulation. In PWM, the width of the carrier pulse varies in proportion with the amplitude of the modulating signal. The waveform of the PWM is shown in this figure. As seen from the waveform, the amplitude and the frequency of the PWM wave remains constant. Only the width changes. That is why the information is contained in the width variation here. In PWM, the information in the width variation. In PAM, in the previous technique, the information is in the amplitude variation. Okay. This is similar to FM. PWM is similar to FM. As the noise is normally additive noise, it changes the amplitude of the PWM signal. At the receiver, it is possible to remove this unwanted amplitude variation very easily by means of a limiter circuit. As the information is contained in the width variation, it is unaffected by the amplitude variation introduced by the noise. Okay, so this is the advantage over the PAM. Okay, this PWM system is more immune to noise than the pulse amplitude modulation signal. Okay, so this is pulse width modulation. Now we'll understand how to generate the PWM signal. Now this is the diagram, circuit diagram for PWM signal, pulse width modulation technique. Here is comparator. Okay, this inverting input, this is non-inverting input, and output is nothing but the PWM output. Okay, so here a sawtooth generate a sawtooth signal of frequency fs. Okay, this sawtooth generate a sawtooth signal of frequency fs. Therefore the sawtooth signal in this case is sampling signal, and it is applied to the inverting terminal of a comparator. Inverting terminal of a comparator. Okay, the modulating signal x of t, the modulating signal here, the input signal or modulating signal x of t is applied to the non-inverting terminal of the same comparator. The comparator output will remain high. The comparator output will remain high as long as the instantaneous amplitude of x of t is higher than the ramp signal. Here the amplitude of instantaneous amplitude of the modulating signal is higher than the instantaneous amplitude of the ramp signal. In that case the comparator output will remain high. This gives rise to a PWM signal at the comparator output as shown in figure here. Note that the leading edge of the PWM waveform coincides with the falling edge of the ramp signal. Now here observe here in this signal, this is the leading edge of the PWM signal and this is the falling edge of the ramp signal. Okay, so note that the leading edge of the PWM waveform coincides with the falling edge of the ramp signal. Thus the leading edge of the PWM signal are always generated at fixed time duration. Okay, however the occurrence of the trailing edge will be dependent on the instantaneous amplitude of x of t. Understood? However, the occurrence of the trailing edge will be dependent on the instantaneous amplitude of the signal, modulating signal x of t. Therefore, this PWM signal is said to be trail edge modulated PWM. Trail edge modulated PWM. So this is the generation method of pulse width modulation, that is PWM technique. Okay, now what is the advantage of PWM technique? As amplitude is constant, the effect of noise is less. Okay, and second important thing is synchronization between the transmitter and receiver is not required, unlike the PPM technique. It is possible to reconstruct the PWM signal from a noise contaminated PWM. Okay, now what are the some disadvantage of this PWM technique? Due to the variable pulse width, the pulse have variable power content. So the transmitter must be powerful enough to handle power corresponding to the maximum width pulse. Therefore, the average power transmitted can be as low as 50% of the maximum power. Okay. And the second one is the bandwidth should be large to use in communication, should be huge even when compared to the pulse amplitude modulation. So this is the disadvantage of PWM technique. But the applications of this PWM are very, very important. So what are the applications? Generally we will use in telecommunication system. Next one, to control the amount of power delivered to a load. This can be used as application in speed control of motors, okay, as well as in robotics or in embedded application. We'll use the pulse width modulation technique, okay. As well as by increasing the width, we can increase the illumination time or the intensity of the LEDs or bulb by using PWM signal. Okay. So this is the pulse width modulation technique. Okay. Now the next technique, PPM, that is pulse position modulation techniques, we will study in the next session. Thank you.